Yo guys, what is going on? Blossoms back. Welcome back to the episode of Sound Drives. Now, the next prize card coming up is this one right here, the Lamborghini Authentica. Obviously, the qualifiers are going on in Top Drives right now. I probably need to go in and join the qualifiers this time. If you don't remember the last time, I didn't join the qualifiers at all, so I missed out on that carbon fiber right at the end, but luckily we got the Daytona. Oh my goodness. We'll talk about that in a bit, but the next prize card is the Lamborghini Authentica, and I was like, you know what? Let's have a trip down memory lane and look at the last couple of tri-series that we've had in the past year and beyond that as well. Now, I've been staring at the screen for quite some time, you know, looking at this car, because when I wanted to start the video, this was going to be the first thing that, you know, I was going to see, first thing that you're going to see, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, I've been looking at this car for quite a long time, and you know what this car reminds me of? Especially this photo. Gold in Minecraft, but like the deep slate version. I guess I'll put a photo about over here, because like it's mostly, you know, dark colors like gray or even black, but they're like tones of like yellow, and it just reminds me of like gold deep slate. I don't know why, but anyway guys, this is the information that we have right now for the Lamborghini Authentica. It's going to be given out 2025, and the requirements are going to be 5 times Audi Estate Roadster and Saloon. And I know what you're saying, Blossom, no, it's not 5 times Audi Estate Roadster and Saloon, it's 5 times Audi, Honda, and Mitsubishi. Shut up. You're not going to be using a Mitsubishi or a Honda. I hate it when Hutch does this and they're doing it again. Dude, they just don't want to make it outright Audi. But look at the best cars that you can get from this. It's going to be an Audi final. Again, we always get at least 3 a year, because we always say, you know, that Audi is useless. So, you know what? If Audi is going to be just that chosen brand where they're just going to be useful in every, well, not every, but like, you know, at least 3 tri-series a year, I'm fine with that, you know? If we know that this is going to be a reoccurring theme, I will gladly call Audi as useful for that, because they are tri-series kings at that point. But anyway, we don't know much about this car yet, so we're gonna skip through it. All right, now moving on, we've got the next one here. We've got the Daytona. Oh, we got the prototype. Every time I see this car now, I'm just like a sigh of relief. Honestly, so this is a fun one. So for every single prize card that I'm going to show you, I've done a video like this about a half a year ago, but this is obviously a refresh one with some more prize cards as well. For every one, I'm going to tell you my investment. I'm going to rank my investment, I'm going to rank the prize card, and I'm going to rank the requirements. So the Chevy Daytona prototype, I mean, what can I say? It was given out just a couple days ago, April the 6th, and the requirements were just a mess. It was APGP 2 times, APR 2 times, and then 1 JPT car, and you could use only hatchbacks. My winning hand, I mean, this is fresh in the mind, and it'll be fresh in the mind for quite some time. It was the Max Impreza Cosworth. I got the twin Civic Type Rs. I've got the Hyundai i20 WRC and the Mazda 3 TCR, all decked out, all maxed. Investment was pretty high. I didn't use any epics, which was like the one good thing about it, but I did use 45 Ultras, so that was pretty expensive. Prize car though, in my opinion, I'm ranking it high. Now I just want to let you guys know, okay, the prize car ranking, it's based off like, you know, personal vibes. It's based off personal bias, really. It's just like, I like the car, so I'm gonna rank it high. The requirements, dude, oh my god, the requirements were so bad. I mean, imagine if it was just APGP, APR, and JPT hatch. That's all. You know, like if you didn't need to be forced to use an APGP or 2 APR cars, the results might be a lot different, man, because I got a lot more APGP cars that I could have utilized that I didn't in the end. But moving on to the next prize card, this one is like, you know, it's a Chevy prototype. It's the same thing, but like useless, more useless in every way. I've already talked about it a couple of times. It's just that you're never gonna get an Australian event. You're never gonna get, you know, whatever update this was from. You're not gonna get a Austrian event. You're not gonna get a KTM event as well. KTM Expo GT2, March 23rd, that was given out. Hyundai and Peugeot 2014 to 2024. I did win it. You see this little like button at the bottom? If this little button is green, I won it. If the little button is red, I didn't win it. So if I forget to say if I won or not, you can always check with this little button down here. But anyway, the prize car in my opinion was just pretty meh. From an advanced player perspective, this prize car is going to be one of those like sit and rot kind of cars, you know? But if this is your first ever tri-series prize car, then I can completely understand why this would be useful. But you know, from an advanced player standpoint, this thing's just worthless. Investment was pretty high, I would say. 30 Ultras, 9 Epics. Requirements were okay though. The 9 Epics, it went into to finishing the Hyundai i20. So I maxed this, and I put one more upgrade in the Inception. I already had the Peugeot L500 fully upgraded, so we didn't need to do that. Then the 30 Ultras went into maxing the Envision and the Peugeot 208, both cars of which I didn't have max going into the final, but we did win it, so that was pretty cool. Moving on, this one, it was the Peugeot 307 WRC. I got 13th in this one, so that one kind of sucked. March 10th, 2025, and the requirements were 5 times Coupe, 5 times Amalfi, or Overdrive. I had a pretty decent hand. I mean, like, these 4 cars were all fully upgraded. I had the Corvette C8R that was fully upgraded, I had the C8 Stingray that was fully upgraded, and a pair of TZ3 Stradales. But like I said, I think I said earlier on in my Daytona video, if I just 2-starred my CTS, I would have won this prize car. Do I regret not 2-starring it? No, because I had another goal. My main goal, honestly, wasn't winning the 307. If I could win the 307, that would have been a bonus, but that wasn't my main goal. My main goal was to keep everything at 0. I wanted the investments to be nothing. 0 epics, 0 ultras. I spent absolutely nothing for this tri-series, so, you know, at least we got that. And then obviously for the prize car, I don't think it's that useful. Once again, from an advanced player's perspective, this is like the 87th prize car that's off-road 4-wheel drive and 88 handling. Like, I couldn't care less. Requirements were pretty decent though. I thought it was pretty nice. The pack was pretty fun to open, at least in my personal opinion. So I'll rank it just slightly above average. Next prize car that followed was the Countach. Now, I actually kind of wanted this one, but the requirements did not fall in my favor. The requirements were absolutely ass in my opinion. It was Lamborghini Countach, February 24th, 2025, and the requirements were 5 times countries with less than 50 models. Now, I didn't think that the idea of using countries with less than 50 models, I thought that was pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty creative. But the tracks were just terrible. It was just like, it favored all the fast cars, and I didn't have anything to do with that. I had some legends, I had some upgraded legends, I had the donks, and I had the well, they were all donks, I had the green donks and the silver donk. I had the Xbox X-Bow fully upgraded, and then the Spiker C8 Preliator as well, but it just wasn't meant to be. Like, this was a 2-car final. It was like Rimac and the PM580 GT. That was it. If you didn't have those cars, you were pretty much screwed. But once again, it was kind of one of those finals where I got out of it without using anything. 0 epic, 0 ultras. You can tell that I've been an all or nothing kind of guy. I'm either spending absolutely nothing, or I'm going balls to the wall, like 30 ultra rares or 45 ultras or anything like that. But yeah, I didn't win this prize car. So those 2 prize cars back to back that I didn't touch. But this one was obviously one that I was definitely going to win no matter what. It was a Dodge Viper GT3R, February 9th, 2025. It was 5 times 2001, 2021 4-seaters only. In my hand, I had a fully upgraded Taycan Turbo, fully upgraded Panamera Turbo, both of which were fully upgraded for a previous, I think, no, it wasn't a previous one, sorry. The Panamera was already fully upgraded, but I maxed my Taycan Turbo for this final, and I think I put 6 epics in that. Then I put a further 6 epics on my Porsche Macan GTS because I maxed out the handling on the Porsche Macan GTS. So yeah, max out handling on this, and I finished this one off because going into this final, my Taycan Turbo was already 2-star. Then I had the fully upgraded Aston Martin V12 Vanquish, as well as the Porsche 911 Turbo as well, which I ended up just using like stock, I'm pretty sure. That was just filler. Anyway, my 3 win conditions were coming from the Macan, the Panamera, as well as the Taycan. But yeah, prize car was fantastic. I mean, this one goes up to the max. This fills up the entire bar. This is my favorite prize car so far of this year, I believe. Investment was pretty high though. It was 12 epics, but you know, no ultras were hurt in the making. Requirements weren't that fun though, in my opinion. Moving on was, I also wanted this prize car. Honestly, like the combo of getting the Espace, the Viper, and the Countach would have been pretty fun. But it wasn't meant to be. I did not get the Espace. It was 5 times EGT, E&W, off-road, all-surface, and I just didn't have the hand. All I had going for me was the Citroen C4 WRC, as well as the Skoda Octavia, and there really wasn't much going on. I used 12 ultra rares to go 330 on the Volvo C40. It was okay. I got tier 3 in the end, but I didn't get the prize car. Requirements were fine. Honestly, if you were lucky with the packs and you got yourself some of the legends from this update, the off-road legends, you would have been swimming. You know, there were some pretty good cars there, especially if you had the Citroen C3. I think that's what it's called. That thing was phenomenal. But obviously, I didn't have that. Prize car was, you know, it was okay. I like it because it was quirky, and I wanted it because it was quirky, but that was about it. Investment was low, only 12 ultra rares. It was just a C40 that I fully upgraded, and that was just because I was like, you know what? You know, I wanted to see how much I could get close to getting into the top 12, so I kind of maxed out Epic just to see, but eventually, you know, the bracket was just too good, and I knew I didn't have a chance, so I didn't invest any further. I could have maxed the Octavia and the C4 if I wanted to, but it just wasn't meant to be, so I didn't get this prize car. The one that came before this, though, was the Mazda RT24-P? Yeah, RT24-P. This one was a fun one. I really enjoyed the requirements, man. It was just 5 times Porsche. I mean, you don't get things like this anymore. When's the last time you get a requirement where it's 5 times Dodge, 5 times Jaguar, 5 times Mercedes? You just don't really get that anymore. This was 5 times Porsche, and that was a lot of fun. I used the Taycan Turbo, the Panamera, 2 911 GT2 RS Club Sports, and the Porsche 936, and that was a really, really fun one. And the best thing about it was I just had a great handle ready. You know, the cars were already upgraded. I didn't need to invest a single thing. 0 Epic, 0 Ultras. That was a good time. Moving on. Oh, man. Oh, dude, this was a great one. This is a great one. You don't get it often, but winning a prize car on your birthday always hits different. So this was given out on my birthday, December 30th, 2024, the Automobili Pininfarina Battista Anniversario. I mean, what a final this was. I'd used 3 legends. Yes, I've used away 3 legends, 17 epics, and 1 epic prize. This was a very expensive final. Hey man, it was worth it. So going into the final, I'm pretty sure I think what I had to do was I had to max out the Panamera, right? I had to max out the Panamera, and then I had to complete my L500, or was the L500 already completed? I can't remember at this point, but it was really expensive. I want to say that my L500 was 2-star, and then I maxed it. I finished it off for the final. Maxed out the Panamera outright, then I maxed out the handling on the Jaguar CX-75, and then I maxed out the handling on the Honda NSX. I'm pretty sure that was what I did. Or if I didn't max out the handling on the Honda NSX, I put in 1 upgrade in the Honda NSX. So yeah, in the end, it was a very expensive one. We also had the BMW i8 Roadster that was filler material. But then again, I already had that fully upgraded. So yeah, the requirements were, honestly, I'm putting it slightly above average, because if I remember correctly, the high end was really good, but the low end was really crappy. It was such an expensive final, probably one of the most expensive finals I've ever had to do, but it was so worth it, dude. Like, it was a prize car on my birthday. Like, it just had to happen. I had to win it. It was great. Everything about this final worked out in my favor, and it will remain one of my favorite Tri-Series to date. Now, before this, well, yeah, I won it. Alright, moving on. Oh yeah, this was a pretty good prize card too. There were some bangers at the end of the year, wasn't there? The Ford Supervan 4. This was given out December 1st, 2024. It was 5 times 2 to 4 seats, EGT. I used my pair of McLaren 765 LTs. I still can't believe that I pulled 2 of those. That was genuine luck, you know? This was before the big drought, which I am still... what's the word I'm looking for? Experiencing right now. But this is a good one though. McLaren 765, both of them max. Lamborghini Lanzador, I never upgraded that one. Peugeot Inception and the Alpha Kamal. This was pretty expensive too. Investment was high. Used 15 epics here, and the track sets really sucked in this one. Price car was good. Requirements were also good though, but the track set sucked. Moving on to the next one, the Drako. Yeah, we really had a lot of heavy hitters towards the end of the year. The Drako, the Automobili, the Ford Supervan, all really good cars. I'm happy to have won those cars. And this one was no exception as well. I used 12 epics and 30 Ultras here. The 30 Ultras were to max a GMC Cyclone. This was the second Cyclone that I maxed, as well as a Lamborghini Huracan, both epics of which have been very useful for me since. So I'm really happy with that. I also had to use 12 epics, and I think I used it to max the Aventador SV and put a couple more upgrades in the Huracan, if I remember correctly. I brought the Huracan up to 2-star, and then I maxed out the Aventador SV, but the Aventador SV already started at 2-star. But yeah, that was a fun one as well. You know, it was a 5 times GMC Lamborghini. Again, like I'm saying, man, I don't know why Hutch does this. You know, this basically was essentially a Lamborghini final. Look, I get that GMC was pretty useful, but for this upcoming Tri-Series for the Lamborghini Authentica, when they're just like Honda, Mitsuoka, Audi, I just can't see the Hondas or the Mitsuokas being useful. The Honda, maybe the Epic Legend, maybe, just maybe, but I still can't see that because they are 4-wheel drive standard tire Audis that you can use out there anyway, so... we'll just have to see. In this case, the GMC Cyclone was the best option to use, you know? So at least there was one GMC that was useful, but that was it. Moving on now. Oh, I really wanted this prize car. You know, when it comes to 2024, thinking about prize cars that I missed out that I really wanted, this one comes to mind. And the other one, surprisingly, is the Bugatti Divo. Didn't get this one. My hand was terrible. But again, it was one of those prize cars where I knew that it was already over before it began. My hand was crappy, and I didn't spend a single piece of fuse, so I was okay with that. The Centodieci came next, and I did win this one with minimal effort. 15 Ultras were needed. This is where I fully upgraded the Stelvio 2.0, but everything else was kind of just fully upgraded. Now, some of these photos are going to be antique at this point. For example, Ultra Rare Fiat Bar Prototipo. That's an epic now, right? It used to be RK57. One day, you know, someone's going to watch this video and be like, wait, the Prototipo was Ultra? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Moving on, we've got, this one. I mean, I talked about it already. You know, the cat's out of the bag, or the worms are out of the can, or the dog is out of the doghouse, or whatever you want to say. The fish is outside the tank, the elephant is outside the cage, the cobra is outside the little vase that the little Arabs dude play with their little flute, so when they come out, they're like, you know, whatever, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I mean, you guys know this already. I could have won the prize car, I didn't win it, because I didn't do enough races, yada, yada, yada. That was my hand, though. It was pretty decent. Moving on now, Radical SR10 XXR. That was the next prize car. We did get that. Pretty expensive. 21 Ultras and 12 Epics. So I brought the Peugeot L500 to 2 stars, and I did a couple upgrades in the Peugeot Proxima. So that's where the 12 Epics went. And then for the Peugeot 508, I had to fully upgrade that. Peugeot Flux, I had to fully upgrade that as well. Oh, no, I didn't, because it was 21 Ultras. If I had to fully upgrade both cars, it was going to be 30. Oh, now I remember what I had to do. I fully upgraded the 508, but I think I only maxed out the handling on the Peugeot Flux, and that was all you needed to do. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, okay, and then obviously the 207R Cup, which used to be Ultra Rare, which is an epic now. So there you go. The requirements were fun for this one. I remember, Peugeot EGT, that was a great pack to open. A lot of OP cars that you could have gotten for that. Moving on, Mazda 767B. The Mazda curse continues. I can't seem to win Mazda prize cars, at least the Le Mans ones. 767 never won. 787 came out a couple times. I never won it, and I never won it here as well. It was 5 times 2022 to 2024. Just didn't have the cars, man. All I had was a 718 came on GT4 RS, and everything else was just an epic. Oh yeah, the BMW iX, right? Used to be an epic. It's a legendary now. Crazy times we live in. This one was next. I didn't get this one either. The Rimac E-Runner C1. It was 5 times EGT Audi. Yeah, so we got an Audi final, so right now, right, coming out for the Lamborghini Authentica. So the last Audi final we had was in August, which is 8 months ago. We'll see more Audis, trust, we will. But yeah, these were some of the worst requirements of the year, man. I didn't spend anything here. If I'm just saying, man, if you ever encounter a player in Top Drives that has this car, fear his Audi collection and fear his motivation, man. Because if this dude was, you know, if he won the Rimac E-Runner, it meant that this dude actually probably spent his own hard-earned cash on buying freaking Audi packs, and he had to max those Audis as well. That's psychopathic behavior right there, okay? Anyway, moving on. Yes, Automobile Pininfarina Battista. Yeah, this is a great one too. July 28, 2024, it was 5 times Enter the Black Forest and APGP saloons with front engine. I used 9 Epics and 15 Ultra Rares. I basically maxed out the Mitsubishi Lancer, used a couple of those M3 competition saloons, bada bing, bada boom, we were done. That was a fun one. The BMW 330 and the Porsche Panamera, these two that you see here, they were fully upgraded from a previous final. So I was glad to use them again for this situation. And then we had this. All right, now moving on. I honestly forget that this prize car was also, distributed. The Brabham BT62 competition, 3 times Audi, 2 times Buick. And the only time that we could use Buick was because we were forced to use Buick. Because if Buick wasn't a 2 times, everyone was probably, actually, you know what? No, Buick Regal was actually kind of useful here. But the Wildcat wasn't, which is now an Ultra, which I think is crazy. I think it's a very good Ultra as well. If you watch the best Ultras of each track set video, you would know that the Wildcat's actually pretty decent. But yeah, Audi, again, we had an Audi requirement in August for a Tri-Series. We got one in June, and we have one again now in April for the Lamborghini Authentica. I did win this. I don't know how. This hand was pretty bad, but, you know, we move. It happens sometimes. I wanted this. Didn't get it. 5 times 4-wheel drive, American Overdrive, as well as JPT. Just couldn't get it, man. The track sets here were terrible. There was snow, there was dirt, there was city wet, there was gravel. It was all over the place. I just didn't know what the hell was going on. My best car was a GTR Track Edition, which I had almost fully upgraded. But outside of that, I didn't really have much left. Investment was pretty low in the end. Only used 15 Ultra Rares, and I think I used that to max the Buick Regal GS, which, to be fair, ended up being useful in the next Tri-Series for the Brabham BT62. So that was pretty cool. Moving on, Mazda RX-vision GT3, May 19th, 5 times all-wheel drive, American overdrive, E&W roadster and saloon. We did get this one in the bag as well. Requirements were okay. Price car was pretty mad though, and the investment was really low. I remember this, man. I already had my CT5, CT4, fully upgraded from a previous final, which we will see very soon. Alright, here we've got the Koenigsegg Gemera H58. This is an expensive one. 45 ultra rare, so the same investment that I did for the most recent Chevy Daytona, but this one with an extra 3 epics. The 3 epics obviously went the Drako GTE, 45 ultra rares went into maxing the Escalade V, the CT5, and the CT4 Blackwing, all of which were fantastic cars. It was 5 times AO, American Overdrive, but it did include Chevrolet and Buick, so basically you could use your Cadillacs, your Drakos, and a little bit of your Dodges as well. But yeah, this was a fantastic prize car. Really happy to get this one in the bag. Moving on, we've got this one, the Zenvo Aurora Agile, April 21st, 2024. We're going like a year. This was about a year ago now, right? Yeah, 5 times Chevy, 4 times American Overdrive. Investment was pretty high, 12 epics that I put into the Wyatt over there, Corvette C8R. 30 ultras, had to max out the Corvette Stingray as well as the Camaro SSX. Price car was pretty good. Requirements were pretty good too. Moving on, yeah, this was probably the best prize car of last year, wasn't it? The best prize car of 2024, the Audi R18. Didn't get it, man. Had a whole hand of legendary Koenigseggs, but that ain't enough because you needed the Regeras. You just needed the Regeras. I didn't even come close in the end. It kind of sucks that I didn't get it. Again, you know how earlier I said that if you see someone with a Rimac, you should fear their Audi garage? If you see someone with an Audi R18, you should fear their freaking Koenigsegg garage, I'm telling you, because this is my Koenigsegg garage, and mind you, my Agera R Blossegg is fully upgraded, and I couldn't win this prize car, so I'm just saying, man, if you see someone that has an R18, you should fear his Koenigsegg garage. Until today, I've never pulled a Regera. Honestly, this was just a Regera final. And then obviously we had this thing, the Mazda Sky Active D LMP2. I didn't get this one as well. I'm saying, man, the Mazda curse. I didn't get it twice. They give it out twice. I couldn't get it twice. 5 times UK lock to lock in E&W. It is what it is. Then they had this, the Ginetta G57 P2. February 11th. This was the first tri-series of 2024 because there was a drought before this. It was 5 times performance standard 1999 to 2000, and of course this was my winning hand. I had the Mitsubishi Lancer, which I did upgrade with 6 epics. I did not max it. I just maxed the handling. Pagani Zonda, which I used from a previous final. With everything else as well, the Audi, the Viper Lotus, they were all recycled. Then we had the dark times. There were just 2 months of just GT series, and I'm so glad that we have not seen the GT series since, because I really don't enjoy it. I know some people out there like them, but man, a GT series just doesn't get your heart racing like it did for the Chevy Daytona prototype finals for me, you know, this weekend. I mean, for better or for worse, I just think the GT series is just boring, you know. And then yeah, we move back to 2023 now. Just a couple more cars that I want to go through. We're gonna go all the way down to the steely Mitsubishi Evo 8, basically. Yeah, Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT. I wanted it, but I didn't get it. But we did get this one. This is GOAT certified. This, in my opinion, was the best prize car of 2023. So we had it pretty close to the Audi as well. But yeah, I remember this one. This was freaking painful. I had to max a freaking Panamera for it, and it's still a legendary. I wish it went down to an epic. It's an RQ80 now, and I really wish it went to an epic because then I could have gotten my fuses back and maxed out a legend of my choice. Maxed out the M4 competition as well, and then there were just a bunch of ultra rares. This was a 2-car final. This is one of the few that I can say it was genuinely a 2-car final. The Hyundai Clicks was the best of that you could use for the APGP section of it. So everyone was running a Hyundai Clicks. That was a must, and it was just really down to, you know, what were your Enter the Black Forest cars. Then we have the Shining Shadow. I did not get the Shining Shadow. I had an honest shot, you know. Powerbox at the time was one of the best cars you could use. CX-75, Honda NSX, all great cars as well. But it still wasn't good enough because this was one of those Rimac finals as well, I'm pretty sure. And then obviously we had the Ginetta G58, which came out October 22nd, 2023. It was 5 times concept with, you know, a selective amount of updates. I think you could use like lock to lock, you could use APGP, you could use Enter Black Forest. But anyway, my winning hand, holding the Fiji when it used to be an ultra rare, Alpha TZ3 Stradale, Mazda RX-vision, and then the Peugeot as well as the Moab. And the last one we're going to talk about today before we end up today's video is indeed the Mitsubishi Evo 8 RS, the car that just turned out to be a very big disappointment. Even I am guilty for saying that this was going to be an amazing prize car, and it just wasn't. It was given out October 8th, 2023. It was 5 times 2016 saloon, hatchback, pickup, MPV, SUV, van, estate, convertible, and roadster. I ran out of space for Roadster, but I remembered, and I had a pretty decent hand. Usually, if the requirements are 2016, I do pretty well. We've had a couple, you know, high-profile 2016 events, and I tend to win most of them, because especially back in the day of top drives, you know, the best 2016 cars were things like the Donkavort D8 GTO and even the Viper ACR, which, you know, I have both of those cars. KTM Expo was useful here, Ford Focus RS for the medium ground clearance stuff, BMW 740D for the wet, and then with the Vauxhall Maloo. It's an Epic in this photo, but it used to be an Ultra back in the day as well. So, you know, out of all the Ultras that you've seen me use, like the Fiji, the Maloo, the Peugeot 207, all of them have actually gone up to Epic. From Ultra, I mean, all of them have gone up to, yeah, they've gone up to Epic. They used to be Ultras that have all gone up to Epic, which I think is pretty cool. They were good cars. They were good cars. The Maloo, okay, the Maloo got up to Epic. I don't know how I feel about that one. It was because we were forced to use it. It wasn't that good. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. That is every single prize car going up to Steely Boy over there in the Mitsubishi, starting from the Daytona. Actually, starting from the Authentica, but you know, we don't know what the story is going to unfold here. We don't know what my winning hand or losing hand is going to be just yet. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville,
Atlanta.